I wanted to do a movie review of the Purge 3 election year. So, this is the third installment of the Purge series. The first Purge movie wasn't very good. I thought it was cheesy. It's a watchable film, but I just felt like there was no need to make that type of film, and I felt there was no need to make a sequel, but they did. The Purge 2 Anarchy was slightly better. I'm not going to say it's the best movie, but I feel it was a pretty good movie. I thought that the characters were empathetic, they were relatable. I liked the mother and daughter duo. I thought they were good. I actually felt for the characters. I thought, aside from some silly moments, I thought that The Purge Anarchy was a generally pretty good film. It's probably like, I would say a 6.5. But this movie made me realize that The Purge Anarchy is still the best movie out of the entire series as of right now, because I didn't think this movie was terrible, but it just wasn't very good. It's not a bad film, but it's not a good movie either. And I had some issues with the film because it's just senseless violence for no reason. And everyone's like, oh, you shouldn't complain about violence. What did you expect? But there is plenty of movies that I like that are totally violent. A lot of my favorite films are violent. I like horror movies, but this is not a horror movie. Everyone keeps calling it a horror or scary film. No. The ones that say this is a horror film are the type to not really like a Friday the 13th movie, or those who don't like Saw movies. They like movies that are PG-13 or like watered down horror, and will sit there and say that this is the best horror movie of all time. This is definitely not it. It's not a horror movie. This is a movie that tries to be a slasher film in some parts, but it's not. There is one scene where a guy gets shot in the eye with an arrow, or like in this fashion, because when the Laney woman and her mom, I believe, was driving in a car, there is a guy who gets thrown against a window, and he's like calling for help, and I guess his throat is slashed, and all of a sudden you see an arrow just go right through his eye, or like in this way, like kind of through the temple, through the eye. And it tries to be like a Friday the 13th moment, but I just feel like, other than the violence, this movie really has nothing going on for itself, and I feel like the violence is a little bit tasteless. There's the candy bar girls, the black girls, who I just feel like they were represented in a way where I felt as if I was taken 10 years backwards, because these are black girls who are thieves, they are shoplifters, and on Purge night they want to come and attack the store owners and kill them because they wouldn't let them steal a candy bar. And the ringleader is a plus size girl who is dark skinned with afro puffs, and she and her friend, who's thin and light skinned, are like trying to steal a candy bar, but they were humiliated. So they were like, okay, on Purge night, we're gonna burn this motherfucker down. Give me your candy bar, cocksucker. And they're just like caricatures. And I guess people are trying to say, oh, it's a comedy, it's not to be taken seriously. But come on, it just, I just feel like, what was the point of having those girls in the movie? Like, what was the point of their characters? I just feel like it was an excuse to just have girls parade around in lingerie, only to get shot the fuck up because they were evil. And it was just done in a way where I just felt like, this is fucking tasteless. This is fucking tasteless a lot of times. And I'm someone with a tough stomach. I'm someone that can sit there and watch a Friday the 13th film and watch someone get their head squeezed off and just not like care. But in these films, I'm not here for violence because of violence. I'm not here for innocent people getting killed. I'm not here for showing little black girls in lingerie and tutus acting silly or acting like fools, or, being violent with weapons, acting like, heathens getting killed. Yes, they were like bad children, but there was no need to put them in the movie for that. I just feel like, in the wake of things like Black Lives Matter, why would you just have them in? Like, I don't understand the point of them, other than you needed some cheap drill. You wanted people to cheer on a girl getting her face shot off, and everyone's like, oh, it's not a big deal. It was a black woman that did it. Okay, but I just felt like there was no need to have those girls in the film. I just felt like it tries to be a good film, but it's just a little bit below average. And I want to say this movie is not that bad, but it kind of, if you like these type of movies, you will enjoy it. But if you're like me, who never really was into these films, and you're not going to like it. I'm a horror movie fanatic. I love slasher movies. If you want to watch a good slasher movie with a bunch of violence and gore, go watch a Friday the 13th film. Or go watch a Saw movie. Go watch High Tension. Go watch something like that. Don't watch this film that's just like trying to get people to watch it based off of violence, but the movie's not very good. The lines aren't very good. These are good actors in these films. I'm not going to say that these are terrible actors. I like the woman who played Charlie Roan. I believe her name is Elizabeth something. And I think I have a crush on her because of her glasses, because I want my new glasses to look just like that. But she was good. The guy that played her head security, he was good as well. There are some moments where it just felt tropish. The movie felt tropish. There was a black guy who says "Good night, blue cheese." Like, what the fuck does that mean? It's stuff like that. It's stupid. And he is like the smart guy. I guess he runs the store, I believe, that the girls tries to steal from. And here's what pissed me off. They had the girl with the Afro puff say, "If you touch me, I'm going to call rape." See, this is what pissed me off, because everyone is always saying a man's worst fear is for a girl to cry rape. But to have a black girl say that, I just felt like that was fucked up. That was kind of disgusting for them to put that in the film, because it's just like they really wanted us to hate these characters. Like, these are characters where, oh, they really want you to hate them. You know how you watch a movie and there's one character who is clearly a marginalized person, who's clearly marginalized, who's clearly oppressed, but it's done in a way where they want you to hate that character so you wouldn't feel bad about their oppression or they're being marginalized. That's how I felt with these characters. It's like in Tom Sawyer or Huckleberry Finn, where the Native American character is seen as a bad guy, but as someone like me or you can tell that it's done on purpose, because Mark Twain was anti-native, so he was trying to make the Native American character evil and bad. And that's how I felt with the black girls in these films. Like, they really wanted us to not like them, so when they got killed, we can cheer on their deaths. Like, that's literally what they wanted. I felt like they needed an excuse to have black girls just acting stupid and acting rowdy and lingerie and guns, just so we can see them get ran over and get shot in the face. Like, and then, yeah, a black woman did it, okay, but still. And then to have her say, she said something in Spanish. I don't know what her name was, because I believe she's Afro-Latinx. And she said something in Spanish, her name, and she's like, something is back, bitches. Like, of course you have to add in a misogynistic slur after you kill some women, some black women. And, it's not a big deal, because it could have been, neutral. I saw it as a neutral thing, like, I'm back, bitches. I don't think it was saying that they're bitches, but still, I just felt like they were problematic. The whole trope of them was problematic. The guy that kept saying "Good night, blue cheese" was just tropish. And it's white people doing it. So it's not like, oh, okay, we're making fun of stereotypes and blackness. No, it's white people doing it, and they want us to laugh. So this isn't even so much of a review, it's more so of a rant, but let me just tell you a little bit of it. The state senator, Charlie Roan, was in the first Purge, and she witnessed her family killed by some rich man who kidnapped them for his little Purge extravaganza. And she was left to survive because he was sadistic enough to say, "I want to kill all these people, but let's see which one of you gets to live." So now she's a state senator running for president, and the first thing she wants to do if she gets elected for president is to end the purge. So everyone is out to get her. All these government officials, all of them want her dead because they want the purge. The reason why they have the purge in the first place is to get rid of low-income, poor, brown people. And that's basically her whole political stance, that the purge is crap. It's a way to bring out the worst in people. It's a way to commit murder, rape, and all these horrible things. And it's mostly low-income, poor, brown people getting killed. And I do want to say I like this woman a lot. I wasn't complaining that she was a white woman. You know, when I heard that there is a female senator, I kind of thought maybe she could be a black woman, but when I saw that she was a white woman, I was kind of like, but whatever, because I actually empathized with her. I actually got the idea that she actually wanted the purge to be gone. She wanted it to come to an end. I actually got the idea that she actually cared about minorities. She cared about brown people. She cared about poor people. She wasn't just faking it. So I really did like the actress. I think that she's a great actress. I really felt for her. I liked the guy that played her security man. I really liked him as well. I thought they were the best parts of the movie. But on Purge night, she tries to hide out at her house, but some inside job was done where people killed her security guards and they're trying to kill her, but her main security man is like, here, we're gonna go out the hole. There's a rug and there's like a trap door, so they go out of that. And here's one thing that kind of pissed me off. So that man pulls out a fucking pocket knife and is like killing people with it. I'm like, nigga, use a fucking gun. Why the hell are you using a little tiny ass pocket knife? I mean, granted, it worked, but still, fucking use a knife. No, fucking use a gun next time. So it's just some parts in this film that's just frustrating. Like I said, it's a film where you can watch it. It's a rental. It's a movie where it's passable. It's watchable. I'm not going to say don't watch it. If you're one of those people that has to see it out of morbid curiosity like me, then I would check it out on like a streaming website, or if it comes out on DVD, I will like probably rent it or something like that. But other than that, I just didn't think it was a very good film. If I had to rate it, it would be 5.8 out of 10. So, like, what do you guys think? Have you seen it? Do you agree that the black girls were a little bit tropish? Do you feel like they shouldn't have been in the movie at all? Did you feel like it was a little bit offensive? Did you feel like it was a way to, like, appease or misogynistic fantasy of seeing black girls get killed, like teenage black girls that couldn't have been any older than 16? Did you feel that it was done for like some cheap entertainment purpose, or did you feel like, oh, it's not a big deal because they were evil and they were stealing candy bars? But someone had said that a lot of these movies make black people look bad on purpose. Like even the Goodnight Blue Cheese guy who ends up dying, he was kind of annoying, but they kind of made it sad. They still made it like, I hated to see him die. It was sad to see him die because he was Lainey's friend, the woman that killed those girls. That was, I guess, a shoplifter or in a gang originally, but she changed her life around. Now, let me tell you something that was kind of fucked up about me. So, shortly after Lainey kills those girls, she's in a car with some black boy. I don't think it's her brother, but it's a neighborhood kid, and he's killed or he's shot, and he wants to purge. But she's like, "No, you're a good kid. You're troubled. Like, but you're still a good kid. I don't want you to purge anymore." And I feel like, so how come he's a good guy, but he's in the same predicament as those girls, but he's not getting killed? So I was like, you know what? If those girls are getting killed, if those girls are going to get killed in a worse way, why don't he get killed as well? Shortly afterward, gunshot just flies through the van, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, is everyone hit? Is everyone okay?" Like, and then suddenly she's like, "Oh shit, Ronaldo's dead." Like the black guy. I'm like, I wasn't serious, but okay. Like I wasn't for real. I didn't really think he would actually do it, but whatever. I just kind of felt it was a little bit weird. Um, that the time that you have black female characters in this film, they were evil and they were like, heathens, but the black guys are like good guys, just troubled. They don't really deserve to get shot, So I just don't get it. I don't really get it because I feel like in a lot of these films, no one wants to see a delicate white girl get killed because she's a woman, and a black guy, no one wants to see him get killed because he's black, and it would be racist and people would be angry. But black girls, who really cares, even if they are evil? But if you want to see this film, just go ahead and see it. I mean, I'm not going to stop you, but I don't think it's a very good film. I'm not that big on senseless violence. I don't like violence for the sake of violence. I don't really even like gun violence a lot of times. I'm triggered by gun violence. The only time I can handle it if I'm watching a movie like New Jack City or Scarface or like a gangster mobster type of movie, but films that are just showing innocent people getting killed, I don't know. I don't like it. It's not that I don't like it. It's just I don't feel like there's a point because I'm not entertained by it. Why would I want to see a movie of people just killing people just because they can? You know, there's one scene where a guy gets his head cut off by a guillotine, but you don't really see anything, which I just felt like it was pointless. Like you see a distant shot of a guy's head falling off, but it honestly looked like a Barbie doll's head. Like you don't really see anything, so it's kind of like okay, it could have really been a good gore scene, but hey, whatever. Like I said, it tries to be a slasher film. It tries to have some elements of gore and horror in it, but it just falls short. It fails at making it a slasher film because, like I said, it's not a slasher film. So, as I said, I give it a 5.8. Go watch it if you want. I wouldn't recommend it to someone who's like a big horror fan because it's not a horror movie. If you're a fan of cinema and good movies, I probably wouldn't recommend it, but if you're someone like me that wants to review it or just see what it's like for yourself, then go ahead and watch it.